Welcome to the Fear and Greed Afternoon Report for Friday the 18th of February 2022. I'm Sean Aylmer. Every afternoon we bring you the 5 news items that happened today that you need to know about. Let's jump into it. Story number 1 is all about the Ukraine and what's happening on its border with Russia. There's about 150,000 Russian troops sitting near the border. There has already been some small skirmishes, and this morning Defence Minister Peter Dutton said a Russian invasion of Ukraine is imminent. That's pretty much what US President Joe Biden said last night. It certainly rattled financial markets, more of that in a moment. It could well trigger a surge in energy prices, and Russia is a major provider of gas to Europe. Given the region is the breadbasket of the world, growing huge amounts of wheat and barley, those commodities will be hit. With the Beijing Olympic Games finishing this weekend, the world could find itself with a new war on its hands. Story number 2 is about the ASX. The S&P ASX 200 closed the day down 1% to 7,222 points, very much on nervousness about Ukraine. There was red ink everywhere, led by utilities companies and healthcare and technology stocks. Among the large caps, there was some profit-taking going on. Blood Plasma Group CSL ran hard following its earnings results on Wednesday, but it dropped 3.5% today. Fortescue tumbled 3% on lower iron ore prices. Fortescue is now easily the worst performing large cap over the past 12 months and in the bottom 10% of the top 200. Property giant Goodman Group also lost ground. The worst performer, though, was insurer QBE, which disappointed investors despite announcing a full-year profit of $1 billion. Its share price ended down 8%. Another big loser was Origin Energy, which of course yesterday said it would close its largest coal-fired power station in the Hunter Valley in New South Wales. It finished down 7.6%. On the other side of the ledger, Gold Digger Newcrest recovered some of yesterday's losses, rising 2.5%, while miner South32 was up 1.8%. But the standout was Magellan Financial, up more than 18% after outlining better than expected results. Story number 3 is about cryptocurrencies. They're not doing so well. Cryptos are risky assets, and when Russia is on the brink of conflict with the US and its allies, this time over the Ukraine, investors rush for safe assets. So the price of gold, for example, is at $1,900 an ounce. That's the highest in 8 months. But cryptos are falling. They are certainly not safe assets. Bitcoin is down about 7% today, reversing the gains it had made this month. Ethereum, BNB, Solana, and Cardano, all cryptocurrencies, have fallen sharply over the past 24 hours. Story number 4 is the latest COVID news, and that's because it's good news. Cases in the major states were lower today, 9,215 deaths in New South Wales, 6,914 deaths in Victoria. Queensland recorded 5,800 cases. The ACT and Tasmania are going to join New South Wales and Victoria in easing restrictions, while Queensland will make changes at the end of this month. The major football codes are expected to start their seasons in coming weeks with the ability to fill stadiums to capacity. The news is less good in Western Australia, with a record 194 new infections in the state today. And story number 5 is about Walmart. Now, in case you don't know it, it's one of the biggest retailers in the world, at least in terms of bricks and mortar. The retailing giant is considered a bellwether of what's going on in the US economy because so many people shop there. It came out this morning and said sales are up, notwithstanding supply chain bottlenecks and labour shortages. Revenue for 3 months, just 3 months, was $153 billion US dollars with a B. Food, apparel, automotive and health categories are all doing well. What makes this even more interesting is that Walmart isn't hiking prices while other stores are, and it's still maintaining its profit margins. It's why analysts think Walmart will end up getting even bigger. That's it for the afternoon report for Friday the 18th of February 2022. Michael Thompson and I will be back tomorrow morning for the Saturday edition of Fear and Greed. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your evening.